Iran, fraud, there have been assassination plots, but the liberal media is focused on something else entirely. They are very concerned about algae in the reflecting pool in Washington, D.C. You know, the one that no one actually goes in, no one swims in it, no one drinks from it, yet there are seasoned journalists absolutely obsessing.
Park Service workers were seen dumping gallons of hydrogen peroxide in the pool, raising questions about the ducks that live in that water.
We're going to scoop up a water sample to see if we can get this tested.
CNN independently took the sample of water and consulted with a pool store.
Joining me is New York Times investigative reporter David Fahrenthold, who's been breaking stories on the reflecting pool. It's the price of having sort of sycophants around you.
The Iran war was the big example of that, right? I think we saw that writ large. But the reflecting pool is that in miniature.
I spent all day thinking about this, looking at these pictures.
This reflecting pool is falling apart before our eyes.
You literally heard one reporter there say this is Iran in miniature. The reflecting pool, Iran in miniature. Okay, well, President Trump responding to that last part saying, quote, Jonathan Karl was seen sticking his hand into the pool and trying to rip the rubber off the surface. The algae is 75% gone, and the condition will soon be completely remedied. Well, that hasn't stopped the New York Times from doing a deep dive into the contractor who was hired to purify the pool. But I'm curious, are they worried about algae at the Taj Mahal? Are they planning on testing the water quality of the reflecting pool at the 9/11 memorial? What about the Trevi Fountain in Italy? We look forward to seeing those reports. You know, what else we're looking forward to seeing? Well, deep investigations into things that actually matter. But we should not be surprised because this is par for the course for the media. Remember how they handled East Palestine, Ohio? You know, the town that Pete Buttigieg abandoned after a train crashed and contaminated the water there? Or what about the death of Irina Zarutska? She was visibly terrified moments after being stabbed on a train in North Carolina. Where was their extensive deep dive coverage into the city's soft on crime policies? And what about the Angel families who have lost loved ones to vicious criminal illegal aliens that the Biden administration let in? Are we to believe that their stories are less important than algae in a pool that no one swims in? Joining me now, host of the Ben Ferguson Show, Ben Ferguson. Ben, it's funny on one hand and it is deeply sad on the other. And I half expect CNN to have a floating set in the middle of the reflecting pool doing live round-the-clock coverage. Ben, we both used to work there.
Yeah. Let's start with the funny. I love where CNN's like the most trusted name in news, like trust the experts. You're literally now saying we're going to go to a pool guy in a store making $15 an hour, and he's the most important man in America, and we brought him some water. Like, the idea of, and just the laziness of this, of all the reporting you could do in America to actually help people's lives, you're like, hey, guys, we can go out of our doors here, we can walk over there, and we can try to turn this into a political hit job on Donald Trump. Which, by the way, they even said the ducks, like, are the ducks going to die because they're using something in the pool that could hurt them? By the way, they use in my pool, in my backyard, the same chemicals that my family then swims in. They also have a waiting period because, and then you're going to be okay. They didn't say it was going to hurt my dog. They didn't say it was going to destroy my family. No one's dying here. But this goes back to how much they hate Donald Trump. They see an opportunity where Donald Trump tried to do something to make America look greater, to make our capital beautiful again. And what do? They go, this is it. We're going to nail him on this because something's wrong here with algae. Now, did they do any reporting on the Leering Center? No. Did they do any reporting, investigative reporting? Did they go undercover? Did they interview anyone that was defrauding the country in Minnesota or in California or homelessness issues or that train to nowhere that's costing billions in California? The answer is no, no, and no, because you know what? We got a real expert. We got a kid making $15 an hour at the pool store that we randomly picked. I guarantee you, by the way, Kayleigh, mark my word, the pool store they went to was the closest one on their Google map to find their expert. Like, that's the part that's so good. It's like, closest one, we'll go to that guy. We don't know if he's any good. Who cares if he's any good? We're going to nail Donald Trump somehow, but this is Trump derangement syndrome, and there are real stories they could do really good work on. They deliberately choose not to because all they care about is taking down Donald Trump.
Yeah, welcome to journalism in 2026. Nick Shirley sure found a lot with just a little camera and a low budget, but CNN's devoting everything to algae. I want to play this for you because Graham Platner, we continue to be on this story. A new scandal emerges every day. The one that hasn't been focused on enough is him presenting himself as the working class candidate. Watch this.
Amy and I were very much just living a very small, normal life here in Sullivan. And I was running the oyster farm. I was exposed to oyster farming. Oyster farmer. Mastering the skills to make a living on the sea and become an oyster farmer. We very much are just pretty normal working class folks.
I mean, it's a great story, but he got a $200,000 loan from his father. He went to a $75,000 per year school. His grandfather had a luxury furniture business, but he is the great working class candidate.
Yeah, I wouldn't go out on a boat on the reflecting pool with this guy who claims he's mastered the seas based on what his resume actually is. Like you look at Graham, and I don't mind if you're wealthy. If you're wealthy and you started on third base, great. But don't lie and say you're the same as someone that started at the bottom. Don't lie and say you're an oyster farmer when your only client is one person, by the way, on a private island at a restaurant that's friends with your family. Don't say you struggled when your dad gives you $200,000 for your house, right? Your family does. Like, that is insanity. But this is a guy that is a fraud. The Democratic Party said we need him to be likable. We need to make up a story because the story of him being a rich kid that gets $200K from his parents who doesn't actually work hard, doesn't really know how to oyster farm, and only has one client that happens to be one restaurant, and then there's a private island involved. Like, that's not a good story to get elected. So they're like, all right, let's just like make up something. Like, he's a hardworking fisherman wearing these overalls that are waterproof. Like, that's who he is. No, he's not. He's corrupt. He's fraud. He's also a creeper. Let's be clear about that and all the corruption around him and all the stories. So this is, again, the Democratic Party, socialist, Marxist, communist, and we'll dress him up.
Oh, what I'd pay to see you floating on the reflecting pool with Graham Platner and Ben Ferguson on a sunny Saturday afternoon.
We'll test some water.
We'll test some water together. We'll send it to CNN. They'll get it to the pool store. All right, Ben Ferguson, thank you so much.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.